This is just kind of like a training vlog, recording my thoughts. So I started using water as a perceptual enhancement tool, as a lens to increase my somatic vision, like my spiritual sight. And so my vision and my understanding of how the body-mind complex works is, I don't know, I think it's literally better than anybody's alive, mostly because like intelligence has a lot to do with the behavior and the nature of water. And so nobody that I'm aware of who's really studying consciousness or physiology or molecular biology or any of these things, I don't think anybody who's working on that has studied water to the degree that I have. Like, I've gone very, very, very deep into water interaction, so swimming technique, very deep, and I've gone very deep into just contemplating water as an object, how it works in the world, like noticing what it's doing, where it's doing it, and like wave mechanics. Like, I studied wave mechanics for a long time, both conceptually, abstractly, and interacting with waves. And so my understanding of fluidic intelligence is just way, way higher than anybody else's. I don't know of anybody doing it. And so fluidic intelligence is the thing that people are using to think about problems or to address problems. And so, and I've tried to become an expert in the mechanism that everybody else is using to do their thing. Like, the reason that people are doing their thing or figuring stuff out is because they're intelligent, or that their awareness is functioning properly. Right? So that the proper functioning of awareness is so intimately tied with water that to have an expertise or have a tenure or a track record of studying water is incalculably useful. And so, like, why, with that understanding, like, it's like, why am I not like floating or doing any powers and stuff like that? And I've been noticing that, like, basically it's scary to go to a very deep place in the breath underwater, so I avoid it. I would avoid it in my training sessions just for fear of blackout and not wanting to deal with it. But on land, kind of figured out how to do the exact same thing on land. That's when you can really, really go deep, and that fear of blackout or that fear of drowning isn't really there, because you can be at extreme desaturation, like hanging out at 25% SpO2 blood oxygen levels, like very, very deep. Normally, if you're underwater, that would be very dicey to be that close to zero, or to be that close to your edge underwater. So I just would never do it. So I've started doing it pretty regularly here on land. So it should, like, once I stabilize, I can touch pretty deep levels, but I can't like walk around or move or talk very much. So once I stabilize at a particular depth, and I'm able to like move and walk around at that depth, then the surface level phenomenon, I'll be moving a lot of reality. Like, you could pick up an object, but like when you pick it up, you're sensing and moving a lot of the wave pattern, a lot of the depth around any particular object. Like, if you're deep, when you touch your body, or when you touch another object, or when you think about or perceive anything, if you're not very deep in the breath, then it's just the shallow, you just see the concept, basically the surface of the water. But if you're deep, then the surface of the water, patterns on that, you start feeling just the massive amount of pattern. And so that is where what people consider to be like powers comes from, is because it's not even ability. It's once you see what it is, you go, oh, that person is just at that depth, right? But for people that are just entirely superficial, there is no depth. They can't fathom like how all the waves are adding up to this person's strength or insight or perception or anything like that. And so then it looks like magic, or it looks like, you know, powers or cities. And it's like it's not even cities or powers or whatever. You look at everyone, there's thousands, millions of people out there that are playing at these depths of flow state, where their balance and their coordination and their physical sensitivity and everything is can't be understood by rational means. You know, like in almost any professional athlete, you can't understand what they're doing by rational means. Otherwise, everybody would be able to do it, right?